Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. I'm back in the kitchen and I wanted to invite y'all on for another recipe. And today, well this evening, I'm going to be cooking my version of Korean barbecue pork loin chops. Now it's usually done with short ribs. Now, I prefer doing the pork loin chops because I want more meat and no bones. And it's a whole lot better. Now, what I do is I'll marinate it, and we're fixing to make the marinade. So give me a minute and I will bring you in so we can get started. I'm telling you, this past weekend, this past weekend I was blessed with the whole Ninja big blender set. I stopped at a yard sale and the woman didn't want the tub of stuff, and she says, "Oh, I'll let you have it for $5. I like broke my arm trying to grab that tub. But what we're going to do is, now I'm making, they want to have it for several nights, so I'm going to be making a double batch of the marinade, and I'll have the single batch recipe in the description box below. And like I said, this is my version. And you're going to notice that it's, if you're used to eating Korean barbecue and making it yourself, it's going to be a few little twists here and there. I want 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar, which almost killed that bag, which I was hoping it was going to. And now that the big measuring of the dry ingredients is over, now I'll be using my cup for wet ingredients. And this is rice wine. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup, and this is a 1/2 cup measure. And let me tell you, it smells good, but whew. Now this, I rarely use soy sauce, but this recipe does call for it. And I use low sodium, and I want a cup of soy sauce, and my measure cup here is a 1/2 cup. Okay, I forgot to grab the onion. Oh well. Now we're gonna go, oh, let me add my 1/2 cup of water. Ooh, and I made it. Now we're going to go to our dry ingredients before I measure out the wet. So let's see. Now, 1 tablespoon. I ran off and left my fresh ginger, so I'm going to use powdered ginger. Oh, it smells good. 1 tablespoon of powdered ginger. And yes, I'm measuring things out today. One teaspoon of white pepper. And this is where it gets a little different. I want 1 tablespoon of really good 5-spice powder. Here we go. Oh, it smells so good, so good. I want a tablespoon of it. This gives it a completely different, wonderful kick. Okay, now on to our wet ingredients. Let me get a paper towel. Take my spoon out really good. And I was informed I would be using 3 tablespoons of garlic, but they want it more garlicky. So, this time I'm going to be adding 5. Be careful what you ask for. Okay, I got my okay, let me shake it real good. This is another twist of mine. This is garlic hoisin sauce. I love hoisin sauce, and it gives it another wonderful kick. And Jana has come into the kitchen for quality control. That's the heavy breathing you probably hear. Now usually I use sesame oil, but I'm out of sesame oil, so I'm going to substitute olive oil. If I can get it all. Here we go. I want 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, I'm going to go grab a large onion. I'll be right back. Okay, it's kind of a large onion. It's getting harder, whoops, to get a hold of large onions anymore. Unless you buy them singularly. And, well, many onions I use, it break the bank to keep buying them singles. Okay. I'm going to put the top on. There we go. I'm still trying to learn this thing. I'm not used to putting a top on the top. Oh my gracious. It's been a while since I've made it. Now, of course, me and this fly is fixing to fight. You better go on. You want to make sure that your garlic and your onion gets mixed up. A little bit more spice. But oh my gracious, that's good. Not much. Really good 5-spice powder can be very strong. And I'm going to add just a little bit or the rest of the bag of sugar, brown sugar, and that should make it end up being a cup. If I can get it to come out of the bag. I know how to fix this problem. More than one way to skin a cat. Okay. Put that over there. Of course, I'll have the single batch recipe in the description box below. You want to use fresh ginger, that's fine. That's perfectly fine because that's what I usually use. But I forgot my... That's it. Oh my gracious. It is so good. And what I'm going to do is just pour some of the marinade over top. Fly, you got a death wish. Go on. And any marinade you have left, you can put it in a jar with a lid and store it in the fridge for up to a week. Now, you're going to want to marinate this for an hour up to 6 to 8 hours. Of course, the longer you let it marinate, the better it gets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it in the oven in the marinade. So it kind of gets candied in a way. You want to make sure everything is coated very well. Now, if you was going to grill it, which you can definitely grill it, you just want to grill it because of the, excuse me, because of the sugar content. You're going to want to grill on the indirect heat. And then when it's close to being done, then you can put your grill marks on it. But you're going to have to be careful because of the sugar content and the hoisin sauce. Now if you wanted to, you can use short ribs. That's perfectly fine. I just prefer doing the pork loin in it. And we had a pork loin that we needed to use up, or family needed to use up. You know, at times it's fun being a private cook. See, the fly went and got back up. Now, after they have cooked, of course, the marinade's perfectly good to use once it's been cooked and all. And let me tell you, it is amazing on top of steamed rice. But tonight, they're having au gratin potatoes. Alright, I'm going to cover these up because the flies are bringing back up. And I'm going to let them, since dinner, it's almost time for them to get home from work. I'm going to let these marinate for about an hour. And like I said, I'm going to bake them in the marinade so they'll be stronger if you doing it this way than marinating them and grilling them. If you're going to grill them, you do need to let them sit longer time. Alright, I'll bring you back after it's time to put them in the oven. I'm going to put them in the fridge so they'll stay cool and safe temperature. Okay, with the magic of television, or video, let's say that, I've got the scalloped potatoes already done, baked and done, and now it's time to put the pork loin chops in the oven. Now I have my oven preheated at 350. And I'm gonna set my timer. If I can get it to work right. There we go. Sometimes this thing is cantankerous. I speak from experience. It takes one to know one. Okay, I'm going to cover these potatoes up. I have my timer set for 45 minutes. That's when I'm going to check them. Well, that's when I'm going to check them for doneness. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to flip them in the pan, and so both sides get good color and marinate on them. And I will bring you back when they're done. See you after a while. Okay, they are done and out of the oven. It took about an hour for them to bake. I wanted to get a little bit of glaze on them. But with them swimming in the marinade, they're going to be very flavorful. And we have a big pan of scalloped potatoes. Definitely going to be an amazing dinner tonight. I hope this encourages you as well to make your own Korean barbecue pork loin chops my way. Simple, easy, anybody can do this. Just follow the recipe, which is down in the description box below. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment box below. I will answer them as soon as possible. Everyone take care. Have a blessed day. And I'm fixing to get the family fed. I'll see you soon. Everyone take care.